was explaining to me that I was that hen that could lay eggs and the eggs could not hatch. So we went back home. We said, ultimately, it will come out like the last time. So we were just, isn't it lovely to see me here today? We are back with yet another interesting video. So, guys, as I promised you the last time, that I would come and tell you guys of how I saw the hand of God, we are here today, and I want to tell you guys of how I saw the hand of God. So, guys, after I realized that I was expecting a baby, so I was so super excited. You know how you know that finally you are expecting a baby, right? And then I was like, I need to go and to the sonographer and we see how many weeks I am, because you know if you are expecting a baby, the excitement, my God. So I planned on how we can go to the sonographer. How is it called? Ultrasound. We went and did an ultrasound. So, in my previous pregnancy, the first one that I told you guys, we went for the ultrasound and I was told I was having a false pregnancy and it finally came out. Yeah, guys. So, this time we went to we had that fear in us that what if we go again and did the ultrasound and we are told the same thing? But we said, okay, let us just go and see what is it. So we went to the hospital. We went and did the ultrasound. The sonographer is there. We are doing the ultrasound. Da, 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 da. He's looking, and we are like, my heart was like, do. So he said, but I'm not seeing any. At that stage, it was like 8 weeks, 9 weeks. You know, at 9 weeks, they should be able to see the zygote. Is it called the zygote? Whatever. A zygote should be seen, or let's say whatever is forming should be seen. So the sonographer goes again and says, we are not seeing, like he's not seeing the zygote. We're like, oh my God, not again. Oh, he said, I go and rest and come back again. I went and took water and we went back to the ultrasound room and we did the ultrasound again. So he did again and he said, it's like it's a false pregnancy. So as we never told him that we had the same case before, we just kept quiet and we were like, it's one of those. A false pregnancy is where you are pregnant, but the baby is not there, but the womb is the womb is closed, and the sac, I don't know, is it called the sac? The sac is there, but the zygote never formed. So we said it would be like the last case where it came out like the last case I remember we went to the to do ultrasound, we were told like that, and then before 2 weeks, because I remember the sonographer back then told us that you go and rest after 2 weeks, you come back and then we will decide whether it's an there is a way it's called oblighted ovum, whether it's an oblighted ovum or not. So when we went back home to rest for those 2 weeks, and then we lost the pregnancy. So this time when we went to we went to do ultrasound, and then we were told, oh God, go and rest 2 weeks, and then you come back. We decide whether it's an oblighted ovum or not. We said, it's the same story again. Let me tell you, from that bed where they were doing the ultrasound to down where my flip flops were, my knees had no energy. Like I could not. I could not. And then my husband was just there. You know, Mama, I support you in everything. Even if it doesn't work this time out, we shall try another time. And you guys, even though he was saying that, deep down in my heart, hey, Bana, when deep down in my heart, I was like, I have failed. Now I was like, I'll adopt, because what the hell? So I remember we left the hospital, we came back home, and then he was like, "Don't worry," because he could clearly see how heartbroken I was. And he was like, "Don't worry, even though it happens that way, it will still be okay." And at that point, I was remembering what the sonographer was telling us, and he mentioned something that, guys, this is for him. He never knew that we had a case like that before, so he was just telling us, and he was like, guys, this is a case of how sometimes um, a chicken, a hen, can lay eggs but doesn't hatch. So he was explaining to me that I was that hen that could lay eggs and the eggs could not hatch. So we went back home. We said, ultimately, it will come out like the last time. So we were just waiting. We were just waiting. By then, I remember I had serious first trimester symptoms. The how is it called? Constipation. I had really, really, really bad constipation, and what's it called? Nausea. I had nausea. And you guys, so I was like, instead of waiting 2 weeks and the last pregnancy came out, so I was like, instead of waiting, let us just go and terminate this pregnancy because after all, it's going to come out like the last one. So, because I'm telling you, the symptoms were so bad, I remember I had Gift, my friend, and Gift was telling me that, just vumilia is, take it in, just stay strong. I remember she called her mom and explained whatever was happening to her mom, and her mom said, "Oh, that happens sometimes. Let her just stay strong and don't give up, and you wait, because sometimes you can go to ultrasound and then the baby is not seen, but you have the baby." And then I was telling Gift that this case happened the last time and it came out. So So we said, we are not waiting. So let us just go to the hospital and see how we can flush it out, because I was really sick. Like, it was getting to me. Like, I was so constipated. Like, my tummy could come hard, like really hard. So we were like, okay, we went to another. No, before we went to, let me tell you how God works miracles. So we went to the same hospital. When we went to the same hospital, the sonographer was not in yet. Okay, so they told us, the receptionist told us to wait for 2 hours. So we went somewhere and got some milkshake as we were waiting for the sonographer to do what? To come. So we went, took our milkshake, and then came back to the hospital to be told the sonographer. Sorry for the wind, guys. Uh, we went back to the hospital and we were told the sonographer is not in yet. And that receptionist told us, let me tell you, he won't come here immediately. So, guys, if you can just go home and then come back, and then we see what we can do. Or we give you a doctor, you go with a doctor home, performs the procedure, which is flushing out, and then you'll tell us. And then you'll tell us. Um, so we were like, oh, what do? We go home, and then things happen. I was not ready for that. And then we decided, let us go back, let us go to another hospital. We find if there will be a sonographer or a gynecologist. So we go to this next hospital, and then we are told, oh, the gynecologist has gone home, and you have to come back on Monday, and it was on a Friday. So we said, okay, let us just go home because now it's hard. So we went back home, and then I stayed the Sunday and the Monday. All through, we were just getting ready for the procedure. So we came back home, and then Monday came. I went to the hospital. I remember it was at 11 a.m. So Monday came, and then we went to the hospital, and finally I got the gynecologist, and then I explained what happened, and I explained it happened before. And he was like, "Oh no! So the next time you're planning to get a baby, please take, how are these drugs called? They're these small drugs that people take every day. Your vitamin, I don't know, folic acid. Like take folic acid 2 months before you start preparing for pregnancy, so that your womb can be prepared, really, really prepared for the baby." So he said, "But before I do any procedure on you, go to the ultrasound and do an ultrasound." So I said, "Okay." And then he told me, "Don't tell the sonographer, like don't tell the person you find in the ultrasound that you are not. You just go and tell her that you want to do an ultrasound." Yeah, a girl Toto went and paid, and I went to the ultrasound room, and so I was laying there because I know the ultimate answer. So I'm laying there and I'm thinking in my head. So this woman, for the second time, it was a woman doing the sonography, doing the ultrasound. So I was like, oh. So she will be like, "Oh, I'm not seeing anything. Go outside and take water again and da 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 da." So I was ready for that. Only for, so as she was continuing, you know how they put some gel in your stomach and then they're doing this one, they're putting that machine. So she's like, I also didn't want to look at the machine because I was like, I know
Mama.
what it is. So she asked me, "Agal Chocho, you said you were how many months pregnant?" And then I said, "I'm like 2 months." And then she was like, by then I was like, after 2 months, 2 months and a half. So she was like, "I think you are 2 months pregnant." So now I was interested in whatever she wanted to say because you're saying I'm 2 months pregnant, okay. And she was like, "Yeah, I can see there is a heartbeat." I was like, "A heartbeat? You are saying a heartbeat?" Hey, yes, so. And then now I looked at the screen, and there was something beating like a flower, and it was my baby girl. Let me tell you, guys, let me tell you. Oh no! I checked and I asked her again, "Can you see the hands?" Because now I was like, I was like, it can't be possible. Like it can't be real. So I told her, "Can you see the hands? Can you see the body parts?" And she was like, "No, at this stage, I can only see the heart." And the heart was there and it was beating. And I also looked at it, and then she was like, "Can you see the heart?" She was explaining to me that, "Can you see like a small, like it was a flower doing like this?" And the sound made me so whole. I never felt so good in my life. Let me tell you, I never felt so good. I couldn't wait to get to the phone and just call my husband and tell him, "Yo, tell me we have a baby." I remember I went back to the gynecologist very happy, and he was like, "I can see you're smiling. What is it?" And he took that paper, the report, and he read it. And let me tell you the reaction from the gynecologist. He was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, I've never seen this." Because let me tell you, if at first you've been diagnosed that you have an blighted ovum, there is no way you are going back to having a baby. Like there is no way you come back 2 weeks and they see that there is a baby. So he was like, "I've never seen this. This is a miracle." Let me tell you, I was happy. I called my husband. I was like, "You know what? We are going to be parents. I am going to be a mother." You can imagine the happiness that I felt. Guys, this pregnancy was a story. It's a story that if I start, you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel because I have story after story after story. And let me tell you, my joy is back there. Can you hear her? Can you hear? So, guys, stay tuned to when I came back home from the hospital and my first trimester journey. I can't wait to share with you. So, guys, up up to here. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for, because if you've come to this point, you're definitely interested in my videos. So please kindly hit the subscribe button, and I'll be glad to share with you more. Bye.